Ellie Roth. My name is Chris Chichester. I live at 26 Sanders Farm Drive in Penfield. You already know that fact, because it's right next to 2025 Penfield Road, and that's where you're employed. I don't know exactly what you do at Consumer Insights, but that's where you're employed. So, one day I begin to walk through the parking lot next to your building for the 4,000th time. And as I approach you, you have this odd look on your face. And you say to me, you're going to be arrested. And I don't know what you're talking about. Now, I've told you this previously in email, that I think there's something wrong with you. What are you doing telling me I'm going to be arrested? I'm going about my day just like I have since 2012 when I moved here with my girlfriend Laura. I leave my house, I walk through the parking lot, I go to Wegmans, I go to Target, I pick up a few things and come home. Now, when I first started doing this, Elliot, your business had yet to be built. Your building had yet to be built. So I'd leave here, walk through the parking lot, and there was nothing there. And the building I would walk by at 2041 Penfield Road was the building for my dentist, Dr. Gloria Nichols, but she had yet to be my dentist. And I'd occasionally see Dr. Nichols. And she's the most pleasant, nice person anybody would want to meet. Good morning, good afternoon, how are you? Nice to see you again. This is the way she is. She's not a hate, consumed, disgusting, pathetic, vile, nauseating human being like Neeraj and Layla Kumar Shah. And those two whack jobs are now in the building where Dr. Nichols used to be. And it's because of those two whack jobs that Sheriff Todd Baxter has now abridged my civil and constitutional rights. So, Elliot, as I approach you this day and you say to me you're going to be arrested, my question, who in the Monroe County Sheriff's Office told you I was to be arrested? And you will refuse to tell me the answer to that question. But if the roles were reversed and you asked me, I would tell you. Because if the law enforcement official said to me that another innocent citizen was to be arrested, I remember that person's name. You know where to contact me. What is the name of the individual at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office that told you I was to be arrested? Is it someone at the Panama Trail office? Is it the sergeant at Panorama Trail? Is it Deputy Whackjob Savino at Panorama Trail? Who is it? Tell me. And if you don't know, you don't know. And if you don't know, I would believe you. I think. I'm not sure about that yet. So, the reason why you're telling me this, Elliot, is because this camera is installed on your building. Why is that camera there? Why is that there? Because when Sheriff Baxter's six fanatics descended on me after standing in the corner of the parking lot, and they took me to the jail, this disgusting display my neighbor Adam witnessed, one of these deputy whack jobs took out his phone, and there's me standing in the corner of the parking lot, and I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking, what crime am I committing here? Well, they think it's criminal contempt, and that's a disgusting concoction. I'm not guilty of any crime ever, and I'm not guilty of criminal contempt. So, especially for walking outside and standing right here, this is, of course, this is the Holy Roman Todd K. Baxter parking lot that everybody in the state of New York can walk through except for me. Even though I've walked through it every day for 7 years, and I'll do the math. I know you were told there would be no math, Elliot. But 7 times 365 is 2,555. 7 times 365, 2,555. So I've walked through the Holy Roman Todd K. Baxter's parking lot 5,110 times. So, Sheriff Baxter, I want to introduce you to Chris Chichester of Penfield, New York, who has committed a crime 5,110 times in Penfield, New York. So, Elliot, what is the name of the Monroe County Sheriff's employee who told you I was to be arrested? Now, Elliot, you work with Nancy Dooley. How's everyday life with that train wreck? How's she doing? I ask how is everyday life with that train wreck because I'm going to tell you about her appalling behavior. I take my wonderful little guy, adopted from Lollipop Farm Humane Society, out for his walk, and I walk him first along the strip of land, and you can see from your window that Layla Kumar and Neeraj Shah don't own. Because, wait for it, you don't have a title of Crazy Town, Layla Kumar and Neeraj. You see this is not a title of Crazy Town, Layla Kumar and Neeraj. Double your medication, baby. Got that? Not a title. So, I walk my wonderful little guy along that strip of land, take him in the back. He goes. That's what I do. What's more ordinary? If you have a dog, Elliot, you take your dog, he defecates, you urinate, you bring him back in the house. It's an ordinary day. So, there he is, waiting to go on this land back here. And the back window flies open. And this woman at the Shaw Law Firm is screaming at me. I don't know what she's screaming. I come back to my house and take my little guy in. On the couch, an hour later, is pounding on my door. 2 Monroe County Sheriff's vehicles are there with the animal control guy. He's standing out there with a pole in his hand with a noose on it. And then demanding I surrender my wonderful little guy. This is the lunatic fringe. This is what's going on here in Penfield, New York. So, I take my dog Elliot out one day for his walk, and I'm walking along this strip of land here that Layla Kumar and Neeraj Shah, Crazy Town, don't own. And at this point, I have zero tolerance for your surveillance state cult. And Nancy Dooley is pulling out of the parking lot. And I say to her, exercising my First Amendment right, because she stops her car and she's staring at me. And I say to her, what the fuck are you looking at? Fuck you. And I continue what I'm doing with my wonderful little guy, walk my dog on land, Neeraj and Layla Kumar Shah, Crazy Town, don't own. And Nancy Dooley drives away. And then your employee, Nancy Dooley, calls the Monroe County Sheriff's Office for this war crime of saying to her, what the fuck are you looking at? Fuck you. Isn't that right, Nancy? Because you see this email there, sweetheart? Do you remember reading this from me, baby? Huh? I'll refresh your memory, Nancy. I know you don't want this on YouTube. That's why I'm putting it on YouTube. And I'm getting everything together on YouTube in preparation for my next step with this assault on my character, rights, and dignity. Nancy Dooley, and I copied this to Michael Radler. He's the double dipper at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office who can't get a real job. W. Tadeo, S. Alberti, Kathleen Miller at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. Kathleen, I hope you're not getting sexually harassed on the job by your predatory male colleagues. Neeraj Shah and Elliot Roth, Rebecca Kurlak. So, Nancy Dooley, Consumer Insights, 2025 Penfield Road, Penfield, New York, 14526. Oh, pardon me, I need to adjust my shirt here before I read this to you there, Nancy, all right? Do you remember this email I sent to you, Nancy? Huh? Are you still employed at Consumer Insights? Because I'm sending this to you, so I hope you're still employed. I'll refresh your memory about your disgusting contribution to this assault on my life by Sheriff Stooge Todd K. Baxter because you were at its apotheosis. I walked my wonderful little guy for the 4,000th time on land that runs alongside my residence to reach the land behind my residence. Lady Kumar and Neeraj Shah don't own the land alongside and behind my residence because these two whack jobs don't possess the required document to prove ownership. That La La Land document is attached. As I am walking on this strip of land next to my house, you are backing away from your cult parking lot in your car. You stop. I'm standing on this land with my wonderful little guy. Nothing is happening. You don't drive away. In fact, you're bizarrely staring at me, my wonderful little guy. As your cult is responsible for Sheriff Stooge Baxter descending on my residence like I'm harboring Lee Harvey Oswald, I have zero patience for your fanaticism. You continue to stare at me and my dog. I'm looking at you thinking you require long-term mental health treatment. You still simply don't do what? Drive away to reach a destination to go berserk for the night. I have zero tolerance for your surveillance state cult. And I say, what the fuck are you looking at? Fuck you. As you drive away, you conclude this language is a war crime because less than 60 minutes later, I hear a knock on my door. Knock, knock, Chris. It's the Monroe County Sheriff's Office mentally ill, badge-wearing, gun-carrying, Barney Fife jokes. I open it to see a male and female. I was surprised neither is wearing a black hood and carrying a sight. I let them in and I walk to the center of my living room. As I turn around, this male deputy fascist stooge is approximately 12 inches from my nose. He followed me to the center of my living room to position himself for jumping the shark. The conversation. Baxter, deputy fascist stooge. What did you say to the woman in the car? Chris Chichester. I said, what the fuck are you looking at? Fuck you. Just like I'll say to you, what the fuck are you looking at? Fuck you. Baxter, deputy fascist stooge. Don't swear at me. The Baxter deputy fascist stooge, hammer sickling my speech, demands to know my speech, and then he directs me not to use the language I used in front of your demented countenance. Lunatic fringe. You called the Monroe County Sheriff Office to my house because I hurt your precious little feelings with profanity, Nancy Dooley. So, Nancy, I need to hold up your shot of whack job while I answer this question. This is your small needle of whack job, Nancy. So, what I want to know, as I hold your small needle of whack job, Nancy, is what exactly did you say to these fanatics and parasites at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office after I said to you, what the fuck are you looking at? Fuck you. What crime am I committing, Nancy? I really want to know as I hold your small needle of whack job. Tell me. Do you understand? It's a crime in the state of New York to call the police when no crime has been committed. It's called falsely reporting an incident. And you have done that. You are guilty of falsely reporting an incident. You know, there are real criminals in Monroe County. Do you understand that fact, Nancy Dooley? Do you get it? The answer is no, you don't get it. Because you're just as fanatical as Elliot Roth and Nayraj and Layla Kumar Shah. I'm just repulsed at what I have to live next to for the time being. So, you know, Elliot and Nancy and Rebecca, I hope what has happened to me and what has descended upon me never happens to you. So, I walked through this parking lot, like I said, 5,000 times, 4,000 times. And I'm walking through it one day from Penfield Road over on the sidewalk, through the parking lot, and I hear the screaming behind me, and there's Nayraj Shah in his car, going berserk, doing a full Mel Gibson, totally losing it, screaming inside his car. I mean, this is such a vile human being. He can't even exit his car and talk to me. All you have to do is talk to me. That's not what he does. So I go up to the car, I say, what's the problem? We have this confrontation, I walk away, and that's when he goes to the sheriff's office, and that's when they install the what? What did they install at 2025 Penfield Road? Nancy, Elliot, and Rebecca, what is that called? A surveillance device. Because I was on it. So, Layla Kumar and Nayraj Shah go to the sheriff about this war crime of walking through the parking lot. And this is an accusatory instrument. Nobody's ever accused me of anything in my life. From high school to my service in the 101st Airborne Division, to my time at SUNY Stony Brook, to my time working for the majority leader and governor, to my time on Capitol Hill, my whole life. I've never committed a crime, so I've never been accused of a crime. But this is an accusatory instrument signed by your neighbor, Layla Kumar Shah. This is a nauseating human being. Accusatory instrument. That the defendant on the above date location at approximately 1440 hours did knowingly enter or remain unlawfully enter upon the premises at 2041 Penfield Road, Penfield, New York, by walking through the parking lot after being told through certified mail and by police that he's not allowed on the property. Why don't they just come over here and talk to me? That's what a normal person would do. But these two right over there next to you are mentally ill. Just come over here and talk to me, Nairaj and Layla Kumar, crazy town. Accusatory instrument. So, after that, accusatory instrument, that's when they put that device on your building. So, I have you, Elliot, telling me I'm going to be arrested. I don't know what you're talking about. I got Nancy Dooley calling the sheriff's office to my house for exercising my First Amendment right, and I use profanity. I'm going to use it again. Fuck you, Nancy. And all I'm doing is walking through the parking lot to the Wegmans Food Market's headquarters of Sheriff Baxter, because he always has two of his badge-wearing, gun-carrying Barney Fife jokes alongside the building, doing nothing. All I'm doing is going about my normal day. I hope what's happened to me never happens to you. So. This is an email. Sheriff Todd K. Baxter, June 12, 2019. Todd K. Baxter, Sheriff, 955 Panorama Trail, South Rochester, New York. Attached to the Freedom of Information Law document this language. Quote, the cost of surveillance device purchased from taxpayer dollars by Monroe County Sheriff Todd K. Baxter and affixed to a building at 2025 Penfield Road to monitor if Christopher Chichester, 26 Sanders Farm Drive, walks through the parking lot next to the building. Do you understand this language, Todd the Fascist Stooge? Do you get it in your pathetic Orwellian universe? Is your fascist stooge cranium able to process its simplicity? A whack job sheriff forces an innocent citizen to write such language. A whack job like you, Todd the Fascist Stooge. I know what you will do. You refuse to comply. You will reject how you spend taxpayer dollars to abridge my constitutional civil rights. You also have rejected 18 FOIL demands for your public employee payroll. Good. Because you will receive one tomorrow and you refuse to comply with the law and disclose your public employee payroll. I'll tell you where you can find me tomorrow at 11 a.m. I'll stand in front of your surveillance state camera, raise both fists. I'll extend a single finger from each fist. And then I will walk through the Holy Roman Todd K. Baxter parking lot for the 4,000th time past your surveillance state camera. If sick and demented Nairaj and Layla Kumar Shah sees me, each will go berserk and call you deputy fascist stooges. Each won't call you to my house for any human being placing 2 feet on the sanctified cement of your parking lot. Only me, Todd the Fascist Stooge. Come to my house and arrest me, Christopher Chichester, 26 Sanders Farm Drive, Penfield, New York. I'm the only New Yorker that inflames these two extremists over here. Your neighbors. So, one day I get back from my morning run, and they know where I live, and he pulls up alongside me, Nairaj Shah. Bizarrely, because everything these two do is bizarre and extreme, and it just can't be explained. And he asked me if I live here, and he knows where I live. So, anyway, I'm going to show you the, perhaps you'll recognize this picture. Elliot, Nancy, Rebecca, Layla Kumar, and Nairaj, because this land he has no ownership, because Layla Kumar and Nairaj Shah don't have a title. So here comes this toothless grass cutter here. When I moved here in 2012, nobody's cutting the grass here. Ever. When Dr. Gloria Nichols was my dentist, ever. They show up at 7 a.m. on a Sunday, 8 p.m. during a weekday, and you're not in your office during these times. Now, they'll be here occasionally when you're in your office, your 9 to 5 hours. But when they're here at 7 a.m. on Sunday, I didn't want them, and neither did my girlfriend Laura. She called the town, Office of Real Property. They can't confirm any ownership of land by Layla Kumar and Nairaj Shah. That's what Laura told me, and then I called the town. They can't confirm it either. So, then I called Sheriff Stooge Baxter's office. Did they send you the title? You're going to descend on my house? And the conversation is, he says to me, this Baxter deputy fascist stooge, they own the land. I said, oh, they do? Sean, let's send me the title. I never hear from them. So, here comes this toothless tractor rider. They cut your grass there, too, Elliot and Beck and Nancy. Oh, excuse me, Nancy. I want to invite the Monroe County Sheriff's Office to my house, sweetheart. Fuck you, Nancy. So, anyway, here they come down here on a tractor on land that nobody owns. And I come out here. I stand right there at Sanders Farm Drive. Perhaps you recognize it because you drive in there every day. I'm outside for 30 seconds. I said, they don't own that land. I go back in the house. And less than an hour later, I see Deputy Fascist Stooge mine. She crash lands on her face in my backyard dirt. I'm thinking, why is this Deputy Fascist Stooge laying in my backyard dirt? He was pounding on my front door, open the door. And the sergeant says to me, we just want to talk to you outside. The very first words I hear from a fascist stooge at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office is a lie. They don't just want to talk to me outside. They're here to abridge my civil and constitutional rights, my humanity, my dignity, my character. So I think it's odd. I hesitate to walk outside. I get on my front lawn, and they surround me, these 6 fanatics, and I'll go to handcuffs. What would you think if that happened to you, Elliot, Nancy, Rebecca? What would you think if that happened to one of your family members or friends, somebody you really care about, somebody you love? I'm not guilty of any crime. This is fanaticism and extremism, and you live right next to fanaticism and extremism. Fanaticism and extremism are your neighbors, Elliot, Rebecca, and Nancy. So, excuse me, Sheriff Baxter. I'd like to ask your double dipper, Michael Radler, if he's in this photograph here. What are you doing taking a picture of your Monroe County Sheriff employees underwater in a pool? Is that you in a wetsuit, double dipper, Michael Radler? Are you collecting 2 paychecks underwater in a pool too? Are you counting your money from 2 paychecks as a double dipper underwater in a pool, Michael Radler? Are you underwater there too, Kathleen Miller? Is that you, sweetheart, in a wetsuit? Are you all decked out in a wetsuit? Is that you, W today or SL Brody in a wetsuit there? I can't tell. I mean, who did you expect taxpayer dollars for this, baby? Total fanaticism, incompetence, buffoonery. Taking a picture of your fascist stooges underwater in a pool. So, anyway, this is what you already received. You're going to get it again at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. I'm going to show you the keyword here in a foil because I have handled these in my career at Capitol Hill and Albany. Freedom of information letters, like keyword. I got a point right there at the appropriate finger. The keyword there's law, baby. Do you understand, Michael, the double dipper, Kathleen, W and S? So, freedom of information law. I hereby apply to inspect, obtain a copy of, quote, the cost of taxpayers photography session approved by Monroe County Sheriff Todd K. Baxter to photograph 13 public employees underwater in a pool. So, underwater in a pool, here they are, boy. I tell you, Todd, you know what's going on? I just noticed here, here's one of your escaped inmates just swam by. Your 13 stooges here, baby. Did you notice that? So, now, Todd, I need to tell you how to prepare your fascist stooges for another day of descending on my residence as an innocent man, okay? Now, the way you prepare your fascist stooges to descend on my residence is the nose honk, the face slap, and the eye poke. Okay, now I have previously instructed you in these techniques and movements on your Facebook page because I am your Facebook friend, Todd the Fascist Stooge. Now the nose honk, Todd. Okay, now you grab your fascist stooge's nose just like this, okay? All right, with your forefinger and your thumb, you squeeze his nose like that, all right? Then you raise your right hand above your head while you're squeezing your fascist stooge's head, all right? And you bring your right hand down on the top of your hand like that, just like this, and then you release your fascist stooge's nose, okay? That's the nose honk, all right? He will love it when you do that to him, okay? All right, now, the eye poke. Okay, now you take your 2 fingers here, you pick your finger and your forefinger, you hold them out like this, okay? All right, now listen, you got to do this just like Mo, Larry, or Curly, all right? You hold it out and you go like that. Now, you don't make contact with the eye itself because if you eject an eye, then your fascist students won't be able to see innocent New Yorkers like me in order to abridge their civil and constitutional rights. So you go like that, but don't make contact with their eye, okay? You just want to come right up real close, make a little, maybe apply below the eye, just a little skin right here. That's the eye poke. All right, now the face slap. All right, you take your hand, you go with a motion like this, the back of your hand, the front of your hand, real quick, okay? I mean, that takes like a second. Bang, bang, like that. Do I need to explain that further, okay? Now, if you have any questions, you know where you can reach me because you can descend on my residence whenever you want, Todd, baby. So, anyway. Now, Todd, you know what time it is now, Todd? It's time for you to play Monopoly with Randall Patrick McMurphy, Mr. Cheswick, and Mr. Martini. That's what time it is now for you to do at your headquarters there at 130 South Plymouth Avenue in Rochester. So anyway, Elliot, I'll ask you again, who told you I was going to be arrested? Just email me that person's name. It's real simple. Just email me, dear Chris, the person in the Monroe County Sheriff's Office who told me you were to be arrested was... You put his name and then you'll love Elliot, okay? It's real simple how you tell me. It's all I want to know. Just give me a name, Elliot, baby, okay? All right, let me see here. Let's see here. We got here. Oh, yeah, I got to show you the surveillance device. Yeah, I just love the surveillance device. The surveillance device is right there. So we got the only Roman Todd K. Baxter parking lot with, So I'm going to show you what fanaticism is. I've never met 71-year-old Layla Kumar Shah. So, this is an order of protection for me to avoid this woman. And I wasn't going to sign it. I said I'm not signing that. And I'm over there at Penfield Town Court, which is in the library. I said I'm not signing it. Nobody's ever needed an order of protection against me. And they told me if I didn't sign it, I'm going to bring more charges against me. So I had to sign an order of protection for a 71-year-old woman I've never met. Everybody in my life, and I'm 54 years old, will confirm nobody's ever needed an order of protection against me. Because I'm not a violent man. I don't believe in violence. I've never used violence. This is what they're doing to me. The people that live right next to you. And she's just fine with this vile instrument. She is fine with this Layla Kumar Shah. So I'm going to tell you about her. I go to the YMCA over here in Penfield. And I'm on the row machine. In this room that has about 15 people in it. And there are different machines to work out on next to me, but I'm on the row machine. And I see in this room Layla Kumar Shah. And I ignore her. Because she's a disgusting, nauseating, repulsive, pathetic excuse for a human being. I don't say anything to her. I see her in there. And she approaches me. Bizarrely. And I'm thinking, why is this woman approaching me? And she stands in front of me as I'm on the rowing machine, and she's motioning to another machine next to me. And I don't know what she's talking about. And I tell her that. And I say, what's my name? You know who I am. And then she walks away. And there's a man, he has personal trainer on his back, and she goes over to talk to him, and she's telling the personal trainer I don't belong to the YMCA. This is what you're next. This is what you work next to every day. These are bankrupt human beings that you are next to. And what they are fortunate to have is a sheriff that is equally bankrupt. So Kathleen Miller, where's the public employee payroll? Where is it? You signed for it on February 14, 2019, the FOIL that I was demanding. March, April, May, June, July, August, September. This is 7 months ago. That's because Sheriff Todd K. Baxter is above the law. The law doesn't apply to him. And he knows that if the people of Monroe County find out what the 170 public employees take home in tax dollars to deposit into your bank accounts, he never wins re-election. That's just a base salary. I want to know when you paid in overtime, time and a half, or any monies in addition to a salary, a base salary. Where's the payroll? And I'm going to continue to send it to you. You're going to continue to refuse. Good. Continue to refuse. So, this is an email to Sheriff Baxter, June 10th, 2019. Todd K. Baxter, fascist stooge. I see people walking through that parking lot all day long. None of them are arrested. But if I walk through that parking lot, I'll be arrested. And so where's my 14th Amendment right to equal protection of laws? Email Todd Baxter, June 10, 2019. Take a guess what happened at 9:51 a.m. this morning, Todd, the fascist stooge. You already know what happened as it's now 10:08 a.m. Because of the surveillance state camera you expended taxpayer dollars to purchase from me. You affixed it to the building at 2025 Penfield Road for me to monitor my movements on the hollow ground of the Holy Roman Todd K. Baxter parking lot. At 9:51 a.m., a woman and her 2 children walked through and upon the sanctity of the Holy Roman Todd K. Baxter parking lot. The woman was pulling a red wagon. Did you see the woman, the children, and the wagon in surveillance state? Todd, the fascist stooge. You must send 6 of your deputy fascist stooges to arrest this woman, her 2 children, and especially this red wagon. This red wagon has now transformed Nairaj and Layla Kumar Shah to be for a victim. Did you scream at the 2 children, Nairaj? Perhaps you can scream at the red wagon. This red wagon is traumatizing you. Go crazy, baby. I will now leave my residence and place my feet on the sanctified cement of the Holy Roman Todd K. Baxter parking lot for the 4,000th time. Come to my house and arrest me, Todd, the fascist stooge. How many of the 200 people did you arrest walking through the parking lot after the fireworks in Harris Whalen on June 30th? None. Not one. It's none of those people looks like me and talks like me. So, excuse me, Todd. Can you sing Fix You by Coldplay? That's a song about mental illness. That should be the theme song at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, Todd, baby. So, you know what just happened here, Todd? One of your escaped inmates just ran through my backyard. How come you can't prevent your inmates from escaping, Todd, the fascist stooge? What is the problem? These inmates are constantly escaping from your custody. I don't get it. You know, this is not Andy Dufresne taking 30 years to tunnel out of jail via rock hammer. So, WHAM update. Pregnant escaped inmate taken into custody outside Strong Memorial Hospital. I'm trying not to laugh. How do you allow Aaliyah Burden, 8 months pregnant, to escape from your custody at Strong Memorial Hospital? How does that happen? Quote, as your sheriff, I take responsibility for the actions of today's escape and ensure a thorough review will take place. Take responsibility. You know, when O.J. Simpson committed his crimes, his attorney said to him, say the word responsibility over and over because that's a good word for you to say. So you're using the word responsibility. That's right out of the O.J. Simpson playbook, Todd, baby. So he say, ensure a thorough review will take place. Is that right? A thorough review will take place. How did that review go? Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, Todd. You're going to allow another one of your inmates to escape from Monroe County Jail. Because you're an incompetent stooge. That's why. And I'm going to love it. I'm going to get right here on YouTube, which I haven't sent any of these out yet. And I'm going to. I'm just creating what I'm creating right now. It's only going to the people I'm talking to. So, time. That day will come. So, WHEC, jail deputy suspended with pay following alleged assault robbery. Jail deputy suspended with pay following alleged assault robbery. Wow, Todd, what does someone have to do during the employment application process to get hired? So you got a guy at the jail who's suspended for alleged assault robbery. Oh, I love that story. So, and the other thing you're doing on your Facebook page, Todd, is you're giving out driving tips. Quote, the slightest distraction can change the game in your life in a split second. Thank you, Todd Baxter, as you reside in your pathetic nanny state, giving driving tips out. So, now, Michael Radler, double dipper. What's your salary, Michael, as an assistant to the sheriff? Email it to me. Because you're a public employee. Just you got my email. Send me your salary. And you too, Kathleen Miller. You too, W. Tadeo. You too, Alice Alberti. You're all public employees. You all exist because of taxpayer dollars. I'm going to acquire your payroll. I have a domain name. I'm going to put everybody's name, the salary online. I'm going to email that link. I'm going to send it to the Democrat and Chronicle, every radio and television station in Monroe County. And there's going to be disgust and outrage. I guarantee it. Those are the exact words. Disgust and outrage that apply to your public employee payroll. That's why you refuse to disclose. What do you think I'm sending to you here? What do you think you signed for on Valentine's Day there, Kathleen Miller? The public employee payroll FOIA on Valentine's Day. So, every single time you refuse to disclose. Todd, what are you doing? I told you to stop staring at your office wall poster of Jodie Foster. So, now, you, Todd, have heard from me repeatedly on my new medium of YouTube. And in order to get to YouTube, I had to create the content and write it, which I've done. So I had to write it first in order to get to YouTube. And that took me a year. So, this is what you received on September 13th. FOIL. I was on YouTube with the FOIL. Payroll for Monroe County Sheriff Todd K. Baxter and surveillance device at 2025 Penfield Road because I was on that device. And you refused to disclose. So, and you, Michael Radler, I sent you a FOIL 18 times, and 18 times you blew it off. So, I'm writing about you too. You too, buffoon, joke, incompetent, Michael Radler, Monroe County Sheriff's Office. Double dipper Michael Radler. That's what you are. That's exactly what you are. So, let's see here. Now, tomorrow, throughout the weekend, people are going to be walking through the Holy Roman Todd K. Baxter parking lot all day long. And not one of these people is going to be arrested. Not one. Not one of these people. Because not one of these people is me. I'm the only New Yorker out of 19,542,209 that you will arrest for walking upon the holiness of the Todd K. Baxter parking lot. And this is it. Do you understand the lunatic fringe, the insanity, the whack job apocalypse now of you, Sheriff Baxter, putting a camera on this building at 2025 Penfield Road to see if I walk through a parking lot? And then when I'm standing right here in the corner, you send your 6 fanatics to fix the handcuffs, and the first thing I hear from them is a lie. We just want to talk to you outside. I know you don't understand at all what you've done to me. Because you embrace fanaticism. That's why. So, you've heard from me relentlessly and repeatedly. I've told you this all on your Facebook page. So, you're going to continue to hear from me relentlessly and repeatedly until I get to the point where I'm going to contact the members of the New York State Legislature.